Hi, I'm going to show a macro that helps us compare two wirechart to see the difference between them. For example, we have the wirechart number one in the sheet one, and on the sheet two we have the wirechart number two. Okay, and we want to see if for some reason a value was changed, either due to a typing error or an error in the following process. So we want to see what happened between these two charts. We need to do this before releasing information to manufacturing. We must ensure that the information is correct. Doing manually could be time consuming and we could omit some data. Sometimes we have one chart with a few circuits, maybe 10 or 15 circuits. In other cases, we can have harness with more than 100 circuits. So to see the comparance, the difference between both is going to be a hard task. But with this macro, it's going to be more easy. This macro help us speed up this process. The macro compares two word charts, sheet number one and sheet number two, the old and the new one. What mean with the old? Well, this could be your markup. Maybe you make some change here, and when you receive the clean word chart, you wanna see your change in this new word chart, right? That's why there is a whole a new word chart in the macro. So this macro have a color coded. For example, color white for unchanging values, color yellow for difference between word chart. Also include a comment with with the text old value and new value. Okay, let me show you how looks this how works. So when I run the macros, we can see nothing change. If I do a sum out, we can see nothing change in the word chart, right? Nothing changed. But what happened in the case you make a markup, for example, in the circuit P41, and now in the new harness, we need P42. When you run the macro, we can see the difference, right? The sheet number three is the clean word chart. So if we have this comment, all value is P42 and the new one is P41. So this is an alert. You want this value or not? If you don't want this value in your new word chart, then you can change to the previous value. For example, maybe you change the terminal. For example, this one. You change the internal number terminal, and for the supply, this one. This is your markup, okay? And when you run the macro, you need to see that change in this new word chart. You see? This is the value you want, Perfect, leave it. If not, it's time for correcting. Because remember, we need um, to release the correct information to manufacturing. If this is not the correct terminal for you, you can correct in this new word chart. Okay. So this macro could be useful for compare two word chart. And the result is a clean word chart with all your changes.